member of the Nikola Tesla Club, and today we're giving a presentation from Michael Manning, the unfinished work of Nikola Tesla. I'm going to read something about Mike here. Mike Manning, also we had him last week, a member of the Electric Vehicle Club for many years, and that's how I met him. With over 40 years experience, the physicist, material scientist, and scientific researcher. Mike's brought a wealth of knowledge to people with experience in experimental therapeutic apparatus design, scientific data organization, battery research, computer applications, automobile repair, and of course electric cars. From his youth, he worked on various projects from Tesla coils repairing antique electric cars, where he gained his passion once he learned a physics degree from Temple University and a master in physics from the University of Pennsylvania. Mike has worked in various jobs as a radio engineer, battery researcher, and electric car designer, worked in weapon, ballistics, biomedical research, and as a car mechanic. Currently, Michael is working on the design of an electric vehicle. That one place at Tesla, I think. No, I'm supposed to know. Various Tesla tech-related experiments and working on a grant or two, perhaps. Michael's currently also the Electric Eastern Vehicle Club. We had last week's 2009 Member of the Year, and serves a wealth of knowledge to his club members as well as this club in various applications of science.
Thank you very much for the very fine introduction you wrote there, and I hope I live up to it. Essentially, Nikola Tesla was a man who did very well in his researches and finances up to about 1901 or 1902. And at that point, he lost funding from various entrepreneurs in the New York City area, such as Westinghouse and Morgan, and was not able to complete a number of projects that he wanted to do. And so he spent his time from then on actually formulating what he could have done. And in researching his writings, I found that he wanted to complete the worldwide transmission of energy network, both for power transmission to remote locations and for communication. He wanted to create an energy beam weapon that would be ground-based and used to prevent foreign aircraft from invading nations and bombing them. He proposed a death ray. He also had a patent for getting electricity from ether. And he used he wanted to use the Earth's inherent Schumann resonance phenomenon for transmission of energy to remote locations, as well as direct transmission through the Earth itself. He also developed a possibility for generating something which he called a Tesla howitzer, which would transmit pulses of energy at remote targets in order to destroy them. And the Tesla energy shield, which was supposed to prevent foreign aircraft from coming anywhere near a nation like Great Britain and bombing them. He believed that the scalar potential wave interactions were with conventional electromagnetic vector waves was a possibility, and one could the scalar wave could be used as an interactive medium for enhancing the power level of the vector electromagnetic wave. He also wanted to create a number of particle beam weapons as well as energy beam weapons, and he based this on the possibility that he found in his Colorado Springs lab. He had an experiment which was an exploded wire experiment in which he charged up a large capacitor and discharged it at a megawatt and above energy level through a small wire. And he'd, during that experiment, get bombarded with what seemed to be particles. They would hit him and he'd feel stings in his body when they'd hit. And he placed shields in front of these particles, glass shields principally, and found that the shields didn't prevent the particles from passing through, so they must have been atomic level particles. And was able to repeat the experiment several hundred times, also in front of witnesses, indicating the potential for generating a particle beam weapon. Of course, as we know, we've done it today. The creation of the Tesla coil-based electrotherapy systems was also started by Tesla, although he didn't really make too many devices, others did. They could be used for healing, electrosurgery, whole body heating, and also for generating tissue growth. And it was believed by him that electricity would become a very important medium for therapeutic healing. And so he did a lot of writing in that area also. Now, starting with slide 1, I'm going to, during this speech actually, review the possibility of taking one of his ideas and finishing it, enhancing what he started and working with it. Now, on slide 1, we have the Wardenclyffe Tower, which you've all seen pictures of. And this is actually an illustration, not an actual photograph, but it shows the structure of the tower. And this particular device was supposed to be essentially one giant Tesla coil. And he believed that if it was completed, that he could generate a signal which wasn't necessarily electromagnetic, but according to him, a scalar or compressional wave type signal, which could pass through space and to the Earth, to any point on the Earth for communication and power transmission purposes. Now, if you do slide 2. Slide 2 shows a pictorial representation of the 2 wave types that Tesla believed his Tesla coils generated. First, there was a longitudinal, the up and down wave, which is the conventional modality of the transmission of the electromagnetic spectrum energy that you're familiar with in radio and TV. And the first one is a compressive wave, which is more representative of acoustic waves that go through air, water, solid media, and such like. And he believed in the ether theory. That's a theory that says that transposed on our present Earth world is a second medium that we're unaware of because it's completely transparent and doesn't interact directly with physical systems, but which allows the transmission of a compressible wave through its structure. At the time, he was taught that it could possibly be rare gases of some sort, such as argon, neon, helium, and so forth, that could transmit this energy in a compressible fashion. But nobody was really sure what the ether was. In fact, in the 20s and 30s, with the emergence of modern physics, the ether theory was more or less shot down. But I'm going to propose that perhaps he had something there, and that recently astronomers have discovered that 3/4 or 70% rather of the matter in space in the universe is composed of something called dark matter. Now, dark matter is actually transparent matter. Electromagnetic radiation, light, radio waves, gamma rays, and so forth, pass right through it without very little interaction. And we do have one elemental particle that would behave in that fashion. That's a neutrino. It's very small. It passes right to the Earth with essentially unimpeded and only rarely interacts with matter. And if it is dark matter, it could be all through us, all around us, and a medium through which compressional waves could be transmitted. And I guess we can go on to slide 3. Now, what I'm proposing is that we build 2 identical Tesla coils, and that we separate one Tesla coil from the second Tesla coil with an electromagnetic shield, which doesn't allow any of the transverse or longitudinal waves to pass through it, rather absorbs that energy and converts to the heat. If anything can pass through that shield and can be picked up by the resonant circuitry of the second Tesla coil, and then, of course, recorded, then we could have proof that there's a process creating a wave type that is transmitted through a medium which would normally be considered to be compressible. Next slide. Now, this is a purely hypothetical device. If the first experiment proves that we're able to create this type of wave, this longitudinal wave, then if we ever found the right materials, we could make the second device. And what this device does is enclose a Tesla coil in a material that doesn't allow easy neutrino passage, but which directs it down a pathway to the your right. On the way through that pathway, we'd have another device, a hypothetical filter, that would remove any longitudinal waves that would still be emitting from the Tesla coil and trying to get out, and then have coming out of the outlet end of this guide a beam of transverse waves or particles, I'm not sure which, with maybe with a duality structure of matter, they may be both, which could then be used for communications and perhaps power transmission. And if Tesla's right, would pass right through the Earth to remote points with very little diminution in the energy content of the waveform. Okay, we'll go on to the next one.